All right, guys, get some NCAA basketball picks and props for Sunday, March 3rd slate of games. Trey, let's take a look at that leaderboard. Have you start us off?
Yes, we swept the boards on the game picks, and myself, I gave out UT Martin -6.5 against Tennessee State. This game was the absolute definition of a roller coaster for me. UT Martin, they were fighting this entire game. They were getting close, then down by double digits, getting close, then down by double digits. And ESPN gave Tennessee State an 89% chance to win this game around the 8-minute mark. And I'll be honest with you, I turned off the game. I was getting frustrated. They were down by 13 points. And then about an hour and a half later, I was like, just Trey, just go check the final score. And then I don't know what happened, but UT Martin, they went on a 19-5 run in a span of 4.5 minutes. They pulled ahead and didn't look back. Sears and Cruz combined for 67 points. Cruz, I texted Bear saying that this white guy scored 14 straight points in the first 3 minutes for UT Martin. He ended up scoring 37 points for them. So he was outrageous, and shout out UT Martin.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch there. I went 1-0 as well. I had Iowa State -3.5 on the road against UCF. Up 7.5. UCF played a really good second half. Iowa State down 1 with 5 minutes left in the game, and then they played some championship-level basketball in the last 5 minutes, went on a 10-0 run to end the game, won the game by 8 points. Iowa State is an absolute wagon, especially on the defensive side. So we did sweep the board there. Trey, let's go to the player props from yesterday. Have you start us off?
Yeah, good old-fashioned reverse sweep.
Yeah.
Myself, I gave out Omar Balou to go over 27.5 PRAs versus Oregon. And Balou, he hit the under in this game, only finished with 24 PRAs, barely hitting the under. He got a double-double, but just wasn't enough for us to hit the over. He only played 27 minutes in this game, and that's what hurt us.
Yep, and I had Dalton Connect over 22.5 points going up against Alabama. I was promised a shootout by myself, I guess. And Tennessee played really good defense. Alabama surprisingly played good defense, and Dalton Connect only had 12 points in the game, I believe it was. So 0-1 on the player prop. And speaking of Tennessee, Alabama crushed us yesterday. I had Alabama on the money line and the over in that game, so I had an 0-2 day. And then Trey also had Alabama -2, up by 10 points in the second half, and they blew it in the last 10 minutes. Tennessee played really well on the road, so shout out Tennessee, I guess. Trey, let's go to the group play for tomorrow. It's going to be Maryland going up against Indiana. Indiana on the road. Maryland's -8.5 now. I'm looking at the live line on Sunday morning. Over-under's 136.5. How do you start here?
Yeah, this game's going to be an interesting game to watch. There's some players on both teams' injury reports, and it's looking like the players that are on Indiana's injury report is a little bit more concerning. But both players that are players that we need to watch out for being out are questionable. So we don't know for sure if they're going to be out or if they're going to be playing. And the head-to-head matchup already once this year, it was at Indiana. And Indiana, they won that game by 12 points. It's kind of weird that it's flipped the other way here. Maryland -9. I know that Maryland's playing really good ball. Jameer Young, I backed him a lot in the player props this year. But I'm going to be taking the road team. Give me Indiana here. I'm going to take them at +9. They're coming in this game with some momentum. They are just coming off a big win against Wisconsin. And I feel like that's going to kind of catapult them to another big win here. It does worry me. They're 2-6 on the road this year. But it's towards the end of the Big Ten Conference season, so I feel like they have nothing to lose here. They want to finish strong. They still got 2 games after this, so if they win out, they could have some momentum going towards the Big Ten tournament. So I'm going to go with the Hoosiers here. Give me Indiana on the road +9.
Yeah, I'm going to go the opposite way. I've got a little system now in the Big 12 and the Big 10. I'm taking the home team -8.5 Maryland. They've lost back-to-back home games, something we rarely see in the Big Ten. They're going to come out. They're going to dominate Indiana. I don't think Indiana's very good. I don't think Maryland's very good either. But this line's telling us something. They lost by double-digit points on the road. Now they're nearly laying double-digit points. I'm going to take the Terps. Give me Maryland -8.5. We're going to be battling again on this group play. Let's go to our plays for tomorrow. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to be taking one of Bear's favorite teams. Give me this UAB going up against Memphis game. And this is going to be an entertaining game to watch. Both teams, they've had great seasons so far. UAB, they come in this game with an 18-10 record. They're also 15-11-1 ATS, and they're 10-5 in American Conference play. And the Blazers, they're 6-4 on the road. In Memphis, they entered this game with a 21-8 record. They're also 11-18 ATS, and they're 10-6 in conference play. And the Tigers, they're 12-2 at home this year. Memphis, they play significantly better at home this season, and I have to expect that to continue. Give me Memphis here. I'm going to take them -7.5 in this game. Memphis, they need to finish the American season strong in the regular season and the conference tournament to make the big dance, and Penny Hardaway knows that. There's a lot of talent on this Memphis team, and it seems like they're finally rowing in the right direction. They're coming into this game on a 3-game winning streak. They beat Charlotte, FAU, and ECU by an average score of 79-61. So winning those 3 games by an average of 18 points per game. And UAB, they're coming off an embarrassing home loss to Wichita State. So one team that's coming in this game with a lot more momentum, and I have to expect that momentum to carry into this game. These two teams, they've already played once this year at UAB. And UAB, they won that game by 9 points. But I think that's actually going to help us out here in this one. Memphis, they're going to come out in this home game and set the tone early and not overlook UAB. This is Memphis's last home game of the season, so look for them to finish strong here. Give me Memphis minus 7.5 versus UAB.
Yeah, Trey, I like that play there. I really wanted to take Memphis, but you got it before me, so good play there. For my play today, I'm going to be looking at Rutgers traveling to take on Nebraska in the Big Ten. I'm going to take the home team, Nebraska minus 7.5 in this game to cover the spread. We had Rutgers in the last game at home going up against Michigan, and they made all of their shots in that game they're going to make for the rest of the season. This team is very streaky whenever it comes to making shots on the offensive side of the ball, and they're extra streaky whenever they have to do that on the road. In the last game, the Knights, they scored 82 points. They shot 52.4% from the field. They made 40% of their shots from deep, and they had 17 assists against Michigan. All of those numbers are going to drastically dip in this game on the road against Nebraska. Nebraska, they're coming off a loss on the road, and before that, they were rolling. They won 4 consecutive games. They covered the spread in all 4 of those games as well. Nebraska is now in the driver's seat to be in the top 4 in the Big Ten with a big win in this game. After that Wisconsin game, they blew it against Illinois in their game on Saturday. If they were to win this game, they could potentially lock up a 2-game bye in the Big Ten tournament, which is absolutely huge for them. They're fighting for a lot in this game. They're 17-1 also on their home floor this season in the Big Ten, the second best home record besides Purdue, who has not lost. Rutgers on the road this season in the Big 12. They've lost by double-digit points in 5 games already this season. That means they lose 50% of their games by double-digit points. They're 3-7 on the road. This is a smash spot for Nebraska, and it's a rematch spot for Nebraska. They lost on the road by 5 points in the last matchup against Rutgers. Give me Nebraska in a blowout, minus 7.5 at home. Trey, let's go to the player props. How do you start us off?
Yeah, I'm going to be taking one of Bears' favorite players now. Give me David Jones to go over 20.5 points going up against UAB. I really love this over for Jones in this game. We have a lot of great trends working in our favor. The first trend is that this is a home game for Jones. David, he loves playing at home in Memphis because in his 15 home games this year, Jones, he's shooting significantly better from the field. And that's turned into an average of 22.5 points per game, which is over this number. And this being a home game is a double win for us because this is Memphis's last home game of the season. So that means that this is going to be senior night for this senior. So we have to expect him to have a tremendous night here and to end his Memphis regular season home career on a positive note. And like I mentioned in the game picks, these two teams, they've already played once this year, and that was a road game for Jones, and he still pitched in 24 points in that game. I have to expect something similar here in this one because Jones, he is just a pure scorer that can score from anywhere on the court. Lastly, in Jones's last home game, he scored 25 points in that game. So he's coming into this game with a little bit of confidence and swagger at home. And that's going to help us hit the over here, especially whenever we factor in that this UAB defense is brutal. They're ranked in the bottom 100 in a lot of defensive categories because they play at a very fast pace. So Jones, he's going to get a lot of opportunities to hit the over here in this game. So give me David Jones to go over 20.5 points against UAB.
Yeah, Trey, love the play there. For my play today, we're going to be looking at Jamison Battle to go over his total points going up against Michigan. I love Battle in this game going up against Michigan. And I'm not sure if Bruce Thornton's going to play in this game either. He's questionable coming into the matchup. He was a late scratch in their last game. He was dealing with some illness and migraine, so he's probably going to be on the court, would be my guess, but he is questionable. And with Bruce Thornton out in the last game, Jamison Battle put up 32 points. But if Thornton does end up playing, I still love Battle to go over the total. We talked about this before about Michigan a couple times on this channel, but Michigan defensively is one of the worst teams in the nation, not to mention in the Big Ten. They give up a ton of points per game, and this is going to be a home game for Ohio State. Jamison Battle has been very effective on this season, scoring 16 points per game at home, and he's scoring that 16 points with very little shot attempts, only averaging 11 shots per game at home, shooting 48.6% from the field and 44% from deep. In the first game against Michigan, he only managed to put up 5 points, his lowest scoring performance of the season so far, but he also only shot 20% from the field in that game on the road. He's been a much different player, especially over the last 3 games, scoring 19-plus points in 3 consecutive games, shooting 50% from the field or better in all 3 of those games as well. Michigan coming to Ohio State this time around. Jamison Battle should have a great day from the field and go over his total points. So that's where I'm going. Jamison Battle over 16.5 points as the play. Trey, let's go to the graphic. Have you start us off?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to go with Memphis here, -7.5 against UAB. They're the better team. They're playing at home, last home game of the season. They need to finish strong here. And I'm also going with David Jones over 20.5 points versus UAB. Senior night for him. He's going to show up here. He loves playing at home. He dominated UAB earlier this season. So rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I'm going to take Nebraska -7.5. Going to buy the half point there at home, even though I don't think I need it, but I don't want to push. And then give me Jamison Battle over his total points of 16.5 going up against Michigan. Had a really bad game in the first game. Bounce back performance from him. He's on fire. 19-plus points in 3 consecutive games. Love the over there, guys. That's going to do it for the NCAA basketball plays and props for Sunday, March 3rd slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like in this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. We also have 12,000 subs coming right around the bend. We're at 10,200. We're going to give away 2 tickets to anybody to any game they want. NBA, NFL, college basketball. It doesn't matter. We can wait until the new season for NFL. Any game you want to go, whenever we get to 12K, we're going to have that giveaway coming up as well. We also have a new game. It's going to be Trey and myself versus the Bear Pack. You can call it Pros versus Joes if you want. I don't really like the name because I don't consider us pros. I don't consider you guys Joes. But Trey, if you want to go to the YouTube channel, this is how you guys play. You're going to go to our YouTube channel. You're going to hit the community tab. We've been in the community tab a lot this season. You're going to go to the community tab. We have our plays for the day. So obviously the intro is not going to have plays for today, but these are our plays for our next video. It's the Pelicans -2.5, the Heat -5, Quinnipiac -4.5, and Wisconsin -10.5. Those are Trey's and myself's plays. What you guys are going to do is pick which one you think will not hit, meaning you're going to fade us, which is Pros versus Joes, which is the game called, but you guys are going to try to pick which one is not going to hit. If you guys win, you're going to get a point. If we win, we're going to get a point. We're going to run it Friday through Friday every single week. Whichever team has the most wins, so 4-3, 6-2, whatever it is, that person or group will win $50. If the community wins, we're going to do a wheel spin for the community. If we win, I don't know how we're going to get our cheddar, but you guys are just going to have to subscribe, I guess, more. But that's the game. Hopefully everybody understands it. Trey, let's get into the video. Look at the leaderboard. We had multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's 2 options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month, a little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,